Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't even tell us like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. The topic I'm going to talk to you today about is the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8. I think it's episode 20, Reunion Part 1. It started off with Andy greeting the girls in the dressing room like he usually does, and then it goes on from there to them coming on the stage, and then he asking all the girls how they're doing. Everybody said they were doing fine, and then he starts off with this fake speech about how he want things to be for the show. Uh, I'm saying he was doing a lot of a lot of showboating and a lot of showboating and a lot of showboating and hiding his hands and stuff like that. He started off saying that it was frustrating for him to watch the show as a fan and stuff. And I'm looking at all that all that showboating and stuff that he was doing just for the cameras. And I'm looking at it. You probably didn't even watch all this show. You just watched the show for the reunion. And I said it on Twitter. And it was like he was just taking a lot of the stuff that was posted on the internet and stuff like that, and saying that, because a lot of people saying on the internet that the show was hard to watch, and they got frustrated. Some people kept watching. Like I said, I think I stopped right before they got to the Mother's Day thing. But anyway, after he said that, that's when Karen said, well, he said he wanted the ladies to move on, to resolve their issues and move on. And that's when Karen interjected and said that she believes in these women, and she knows that she expects nothing less from these women and stuff like that. And so he started the reunion off asking Robyn a bunch of questions about why come she didn't share her secret about Juan cheating on her before they got married and stuff. And she was saying, "Oh, that was 2 years ago, and that was about 2 or 7 years ago." So I think I should have shared that. He said, "Well, you could have." He said, "Well, you could have shared it with the group. Why you didn't share it with the group?" She said, "But like I said, it was a long time ago. It was 2 years ago to be exact." And he said, "Well, if you would have did that, you would have got ahead of the story." And she said, "Well, at the time, I wasn't thinking about getting ahead of the story. I was just thinking about doing this, and I'm just thinking about getting on and stuff." And then so he said, told all the rest of the ladies, do y'all believe what one said, and what one said is right, and what one said is true?" Mia said, "Well, if Robyn believe it, well then we should believe it too." He said, "Well, do any of y'all believe it?" Karen interjected, said, "No, none of us believe it. But what it is, Robyn said that she don't care about what nobody says about her marriage. She don't give a blink about what people say about her marriage. She don't care." He says, and Karen says, "So if Robyn don't care, why should I care? We don't know anything about it." And so he said, "Robyn, do you believe what Juan told you?" He said, "From what I saw and all the things that I've heard and read, I do believe Juan. I do believe Juan." And he said, "Robyn, do you think Juan supports you?" She said, "Of course Juan supports me and stuff like that." And he said, "But he's not here right now. He doesn't have a basketball game or anything." She said, "No." And she said, "Well, why?" She said, "Well, why do you think he did?" "Well, he did support me. He supported me by filming some scenes for the show." And he said, "Well, like I said, he's still not here right now, so is he supporting you?" And then Wendy chimed in and said, "Well, if I was Juan's supposed to be here supporting you, Robyn, because he's your husband. He's your husband. And he should tell you that you don't have to take all the stray bullets. I'll help you take some of the stray bullets. You take stray bullets from me." Robyn said, well, I can handle it. I can handle it. And stuff. I really don't need Juan to help me. And I was saying, girl, you know Juan didn't want coming in. And then Andy finally said, well, why is Juan not here? She said, well, Juan declined to come to the reunion. And he said, oh. And then Ashley chimed in and said, well, you know, when I was going through my issues, when me and Michael were going through our issues, it was some reunions that Michael didn't come to either because he declined. And I was saying, yeah, because Michael didn't want people to ask him about why he was touching on that man's butt on camera. And it was all seen on the show. He was supposed to be married to her. But anyway, back to the show. And so it was like they skated across this stuff. And it was like people looked at, y'all was supposed to do this last year. Y'all trying to bring a year stuff back and want people to look at it. And then it went to the next scene. And the next scene was Candiace. And it was Candiace and Robyn. And he said, Candiace, are you willing to try to mend your relationship with Robyn? Candiace said, I did try to end my relationship with Robyn. That's why we had lunch. Right before the reunion on the season on the finale. But Robyn wasn't having it. She didn't want to mend the relationship. Robyn gonna say, all that stuff that you said about me on social media, why would I want to mend the friendship with you? And then so she said, see Andy, she don't want to have no parts on it. And then Andy said, well, Candiace, you would you really admit that some of the things that you said about Robyn, you know, on the internet could have hurt her feelings? She said, yeah. She said, yeah. But she said, yeah. But I only said those things. Because you know, after Robyn switched up on me, she said, you know, after Robyn did what she did in her action, and Robyn said, well, Candiace, you know I supported Chris at first. You know I supported Chris at first and stuff. And then I took up for him at first, and I don't know why you put it. And Candiace said, that's the point. You not only hurt me, but you hurt my husband when you went back on stuff. And then Andy said, do you still believe that Robyn conspired with Giselle to get those stories out about your husband allegedly kissing on another woman, doing some kind of accusation? And she said, yeah, because of her actions. And he said, that's why I don't want to be friends with her. Robyn had no intentions of being friends with Candiace in the first place. All she wanted to do was pretend like she wanted to be Candiace's friend, because Robyn knew point blank period that if she was going to be Candiace's friend, she wasn't going to be Giselle's friend, because Giselle don't want to be Candiace's friend for some reason. But anyway, back to the show. And so after that, Andy said, is there anything else that you got to say about Robyn, Candiace? Candiace said, well, I don't have my tissue. And then somebody went and got some tissue, and then Giselle said, oh no, Candiace in these fake tears. Candiace says, blank you. And then it got over. She said, well, like I said, Andy, I tried, and Robyn don't want to be friends with me. So if Robyn don't want to be friends with me, well, then I don't want to be friends with her, and I have nothing else to say. And then so after that, it was switched to the next scene, and the next scene after that was Andy asking Ashley. He said, Ashley, what about your relationship? What about your relationship with Michael? What's going on with that? She said, well, I still live in a townhouse, and we still live in a separate house down the street, and we're co-parenting with the children and stuff like they say. We say with the children. She said, oh, with the children. And she said, Michael comes over at some time, and I rub his feet. They say, rub his feet? We thought y'all was separate. She said, we are separated, but when he comes over to visit, I said, girl, you just set up here lying for this story, actually just to be on TV. Next thing you know, he switches back to Candiace. He said, Candiace, what about your relationship with Giselle? She said, I have no relationship with Giselle. I have no relationship with Giselle because the accusations Giselle said against my husband and stuff like that. He said, "Well, Candiace, are you willing to try to compromise and maybe y'all could work on y'all issues and stuff like that?" She said no because she lied and she accused my husband of this, that, and that. And then Giselle said, "No, your husband did make me feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. I felt uncomfortable. He wanted to talk to me alone in a room." And she said, "Now you switch your story around, Giselle. First you said he made you uncomfortable and tried to ask you to go in the hotel room. Now you tell me he made you uncomfortable because he was in your dressing room alone and your staff were there. Which one is it? Which one is it?" And then she said, "I didn't say that. I didn't say that." And then she said, "We got film and stuff to show that you said it." And then so after that, she said, "I ended. The reason why I don't want to have anything to do with Candiace just as yet, because Candiace said all those things about me. Candiace said I was a vile. Candiace said I was a vicious person. Candiace said I was evil. Candiace said I was the W word." And he said, "Candiace, did you say all those things?" Candiace said, "Yes, I said all those things after she put those accusations about my husband and stuff like that." And she said, "Giselle came for me first, and she not only did she attack me, she attacked my husband." And then Wendy chimed in and said, "Yeah, she did attack Candiace and her family, and then brought me into it. I ain't had nothing to do with that." And then some Giselle said, "I didn't bring you into it." She said, "You did bring me into it. You and Ashley, when y'all had that Deborah girl talking about Happy Eddie." And then some she said, "Well, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I had nothing to do with that. That was Ashley's friend. That wasn't me." She said, but still, you still did stuff to hurt Candiace and her family, Giselle. What do you understand about that?" Giselle said, "Well, like I said, it's the way I felt, it's the way I felt." And then they kept on arguing, going back and forth. And then Andy said, "I want to try to resolve this issue because we got lunch in a few more minutes. And then Candiace said, "Yeah, let's go to lunch. I'd rather go to lunch. Be doing all this and stuff like that." He said, "Well, this is the best time to go to lunch, better than any other time." And I'm looking at Giselle sit right up there and lied and said that Candiace called her them names like Candiace was started the stuff. She started the stuff. I don't know what it is about Giselle that she don't like about Candiace. Maybe she mad that Candiace married to a white man. You know, some black women are like that. Maybe she mad that Candiace is happy and she not. You know, because Monique told her about her Jamal when he was around cheating and stuff. He was supposed to be a pastor and stuff. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, after that, they came back from the break, and then after they came back from the break, that's when Andy asked Mia about her situation. Told Mia, you said that you were no right before that in the break, Robyn gonna chime in and say, "Well, didn't another woman accuse Krista the same thing that Giselle was saying?" And Candiace said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." "Yes, you do. It's another woman. And then so Karen chimed in and said, "If I'm not mistaken, didn't that lady say she lied or took it back?" And then Wendy chimed in and said, "Yeah, she said it was a lie. It was a complete lie." And then Giselle said, "No, it wasn't. She said it was that. It was all over the blogs." And then Candiace said, "I know exactly what blog you were talking about." And next thing you know, Candiace brought out all a big old cardboard box, or not cardboard box, big old big old cardboard sign, a cardboard thing that we use cardboard chart, and showed all the tweets between her and the blogger. And she said, "That's why I believe both of y'all conspired to be the stuff together." And then Andy said, "Well, the woman did say that she lied, and they put all of the articles from different newspapers across the screen and stuff." And Jill said, well, she couldn't say nothing. I was saying, Robyn thought she had a moment, but it fell completely flat because everybody, but it was like until Andy said something, Giselle was going to keep on trying, and then Robyn was trying to be her backup, person, like she always do, and both of them fell flat, and then they went to break, and then after break, he asked Mia about her life and said she had an interesting life this past season. They showed flashbacks and stuff like that. And then after that, he asked her, "What happened between you and Gordon? You and Gordon seemed like y'all was married at the end of happy at the end of last season. What happened to your marriage?" She talking about after last season, Gordon's behavior started acting funny and stuff like that. And he said, "Well, did Gordon start acting funny because you so-called stepped out on him, or you cheated on him with this new guy, Ink, because you and Ink was showed all over the blog, over the thing?" She said, "No, his behavior, he was acting up with his behavior way before that. And he said, "Well, how did you meet Ink?" And she said, "Me and Ink, we were high school friends, and we kind of high school friends and buddies and stuff. And then, as things go, we kind of both went our separate ways, and then we kind of met up a couple of weeks back." He said, "Why, Mia? Why does Gordon think that one of your children, especially I think it's your son Jeremiah or something, I think that's his name, might be Ink's son?" He said, "Well." You say, could that be a possibility?" And she said, "Well, yeah, that's why he think that." And then the reunion went off. So I guess they're going to address that in part 2. But anyway, this is part 1 of the reunion. This is all I have for this video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a T.I. is. I am out.